Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha and this is a channel where you get tips and tricks on how to live a delightful life. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the lessons of 2021. 2021. Yeah, so most of these lessons will be drawn from things that happened in my business, in my personal life, and in books or podcasts that I listen to. Now, this isn't all the lessons I learned in the year. These are the key ones that I either remembered to write down in my book. So, what was the first lesson of 2021? Boundaries are important. Now, I needed this reminder. I've always had good boundaries, like, you don't mess with me. But there was this one particular person who took advantage, but it was a collective situation. So it wasn't just boundaries being broken with me. It was a collective situation. And so in that scenario, I realized that even in a group setting, even in a work setting, whatever the culture is previously set, I must set boundaries for myself. I must advocate for myself. I must stand up for myself. And there were a few scenarios here and there where I could have done that better in the year. The second one is client vetting is important. Now, it goes back also to boundaries are important. I didn't follow through a process that I had in my business where I have a discovery call initially with the client who wants to come work with me. And through that, everything just went basically to shit. With this particular client, and from then on I've set systems in place where if you want to work with me, you will have to have a discovery call with me. You will answer a few questions in a questionnaire, and then from there we take it from there. And this was important because in my business I do not meet face to face, and so I have no way to have that gut instinct, or do we click, do we, so putting these things in place just makes it easier. Lesson 3 was letting go is harder than expected. And this is, even if it's something you know you need to do, it's just hard to let go. And there were some things I had to let go and it was rough. And I had to do some exercises to say, okay, why do I need to let go? What is the possible outcome? And I did this with some clients, and I was able to actually make space in my business for new clients who I have more work from, and I had to make the decision to say we can't work together. But that's also a secondary lesson, which was tough conversations are worth having as they help change things. So I had to make the decision that I can no longer work with this client because I have blocked off this time to work with them, but they're not giving me any work, and I need to make that tough decision. But I also needed to let them go, to say, okay, if I let this, and it was 2 clients, it was like, oh my God, I've lost 2 clients in one go. But I had to make that tough decision, and I have to make that tough conversation and to talk to them and be like, look, this is what's happening. I'm no longer able to accommodate you. So the conversation with myself to say, I have to let go of these people, because I can't be like holding on to clients and be like, I've got clients, but I'm not working and I'm not making money. So what's the point, Then nothing is permanent. This was more of a reminder. It's a lesson I learned in 2020, particularly when I lost my job, but it was a reminder that nothing is permanent. Things are ever changing, things are ever moving. So allow yourself to go with the flow, move with whatever is happening. And I needed to do that for myself. Always do your best. I love this lesson the most because, and I made a side note here, 2 clients came back, and I'm like, wow, I did my best with them and they came back. And a lot of the clients I've had in the last 18 months have been people that have been referred to me, people I've worked with on other setups, like people I worked with on my blog, people I worked with at my old job. that kind of thing. And then they came back and then they referred, and so always do your best, whatever it is, whether it's client work, whether it's interactions with friends. You never know what the best you've delivered is going to bring to you. So always do your best. This one, it was a tough one to learn because I had to admit to myself that I can't do some things. And it was say no to projects you're not capable of handling. So I did take on a client and I couldn't do the work. So what I did was I worked with them for that month and I did everything they asked me, though it was harder and tougher. And so because I didn't know how to do the work, I was angry. I was angry because I'm not making money, and I'm spending a lot of time Googling, researching, whatever. I'm spending a lot of time driving to them because this was my one client that was an on-site client. So this situation made me decide to only do virtual work because I'm like, no, I don't want on-site stuff. I don't want to be Googling or learning. And I have set aside time in my schedule to learn new things that are in line with my business, thankfully. But this was tough because I'm like, I can't do this, not at the client's expense. And now I've made a note of, okay, there's certain things I might not be able to do, but I should have the flexibility to let the client know that I don't have. Because when you are transparent with the client, when you're transparent with the person, you're able to get a lot more done. Like my other client, she's like, okay, you don't know how to do this. What can you do? Because I still need an assistant. I still need help. And I told her and we changed that setup. So yeah, that was actually a good thing that I was honest with the client. This next one, it's okay to spoil yourself from time to time. So back to 2020, I lost my job. I lost opportunities and access to things that I was getting used to. And in building my business, I'm still, from time to time, I make the numbers I was making in 2019. But it wasn't always the case at the beginning of the year. And I had to remind myself that it's okay to spoil myself just for the sake of spoiling myself. Not to say I scored a big client, I finished a big project, I deserve to spoil myself. No, I should just spoil myself because I love myself. That's it. No catch, no anything extra. Then the next one was, when you settle for less than you deserve, you get less than what you settle for. This is a lesson I'm still learning. And I think I put it in here just to remind myself that I deserve good things and I deserve to be treated well and to be treated with respect, but I deserve that from myself. So I should treat myself with respect. I should treat myself with love and with grace. I definitely need to work harder on asking myself, what am I settling for? What am I accepting as normal or good behavior? Whether this is from myself, because something I noticed was I stopped exercising. And I do exercise from time to time, but if you follow me on Instagram, you haven't seen an activity post on my feed or on my stories in the last 2, maybe 3 years, okay? So that's like, what am I settling for? Why am I doing this to myself? Then this one, I think it had also something to do with when I was looking for jobs. We settle for what's available when we don't believe in what's possible. So for a while, especially for the first year in my business, I was really like, if someone sends me a job opportunity, I would apply. I'll take the time to do that. But I found that it actually was wasting my time. And I think it was because I didn't think it was possible for my business to grow. I didn't think it was possible for me to make those numbers, because I have made good amounts of money. I have grown in a way that people know me and see me as an expert, as a social media assistant, and people are coming to me. All my clients have either come to me through my Instagram or through previous relationships. I did one ad on Instagram and it did not pull or bring in anyone. My website didn't do anything for me. I had 2 inquiries from my website, but the one inquiry, she found me on Instagram. She answered the form on my Instagram. Then she's like, no, let me go to the website. Then she went to the website and then she answered the form again. So 1 inquiry in 18 months, So I didn't believe it was possible for me to have this life. But now it's possible. I can see it's possible. I know I'm doing it, and I still just needed to believe in myself more. This one was a tough lesson to learn, and it's in line with me not doing stuff for myself, like holding myself to a higher standard. And it was the cost of procrastination is the life you could have lived. So you always wonder if maybe I finished that project earlier, maybe if I actually finished that project, maybe if I finished writing that book I said I was going to write, maybe if I posted those posts I was supposed to post, what could have been different? And for me, this is more an introspection type of thing. It's not a regret type of lesson. I already know that I didn't do the things I was supposed to do, and it's like, whatever. But it's like, this is now the reminder that I shouldn't procrastinate. Even this video, I've been meaning to make it since 2, maybe 3 days ago, and I was procrastinating. And so that's why I put this lesson. And if you look at my new vision board, which unfortunately I'm not doing a vision board video this year, but I put this lesson on. I'll also put the link to my Instagram where I posted my exact thoughts about this lesson in the description below. Okay, so the last one is a simple one. Half done isn't done at all. So this is really going back to how I start projects and I don't finish. I start, stop. And at the end of the day, it's about expending energy in the wrong way, because now I've got many projects that are not finished, and that basically means I can't tick off anything and really move to the next thing, and I haven't done anything of value. So I think for me, the lesson in this is that I should really focus on finishing one thing at a time. This multitasking, it's no good. And yeah, I think those are my key lessons. There were other things I learned, other things I felt were important for me, but I didn't put them. These were the top ones. So what did you learn in 2021? Drop it in the comments below. Let me know. Do you agree with some of these lessons? Do you feel you want to grow and change? And what are you looking forward to changing in 2022? Bonus question. What are you looking forward to changing about yourself, about the way you do things, about your interactions in 2022? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Click that button. Thank you and bye.